What's up, everybody? Welcome to Quantum Ascent. I have NPC, non-playable coin, up on the screen, the one-day price chart. Last time we talked, June 26th, right here. At that point, we had called that 30% drop and nailed that level. I said, now get ready for the real move. Wave 3 is where legends are made. Sure enough, what's going on? Wave 3. Let's go. This thing is ripping. Already took out this wave 1 high here. So let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit on NPC and let's talk about where a logical place for this wave to go is. So oops, put that back on the screen. Gonna get rid of, come on man, help me out here. There we go. Gonna get rid of these counts. You see the macro 1 2 waiting on 3 4 5. So let's talk about it. I have a different video out on the Altseason Targets. You can check that out. We're looking at this level up here in like between 21 and 34 cents. So let's just talk basics here on how that could look. And this is going to be a rough draft, a rough outline. Like, don't hold me to this to the T by any means, guys. But I'm going to show you how these things typically move. So in this type of situation, wave 3 is typically the longest and strongest. If we look back over here during this run up last year, 2024, yeah. Wave 3 looks like it was the longest on this one as well. Let's take a look real quick. Wave 1, 677. Wave 3, 1,000%. And wave 5, 400. Yep, so wave 3 was the longest there, as it typically is. And again, we're looking at potentially, guys, on this, a pretty clean macro. A, B, C. We know the C wave minimum is the length of the A wave. That A wave 35.78. This B wave 35.78 would put the minimum right out there at 21 cents, where that first green line is. So that's how we got up there. And then you see the full extension here, and there's one other measurement. You can go check that out. But let's say that the 4236, for the sake of this video, is going to be our it is our primary target, but let's say that's where we're going. So let's talk about how to get up there. Right now, like I said, waves 1 and 2 are done. And typically what's going to happen on this third wave is it's going to exceed the all-time high, and we're going to end up getting a back test. In an alt-season environment, especially on a lower cap coin, you're talking anywhere, it could be like anywhere from like a 35 to a 60% crash from this point in time. It's just going to depend, specifically on that coin. So with that being said, if this were the situation, we run up to the 1618 and back test, we're only looking at 35%. NPC being such a small cap and a meme, I don't even know if those numbers are still relevant. It should go deeper than 35%. So in this type of environment, it can come back down and test this region in here in between the 618 and 786. We'll say for the sake of the video right there around the 702. What is that size crash? Closer to that 50% mark. All right, what happened in our wave 2 here? How much did we get? 51%, right? So you see, it makes sense if wave 4, similar to wave 1 in length, that could be how these waves move, and then we could look at one more wave up there. So another way to check this out, just to see if this is plausible, our first wave 250%, that would put our third wave close to 1,000% or an 11x, and then this would have our fifth wave closer to 420% or a 5.2x. So totally in line. Third wave would be the longest, or would be the strongest and fastest, as we're seeing right now. This thing is already starting to take off on us. Up there to around that 10-cent level, nice round number. Come back down, realistically, probably on top of like 5 cents, another round number. You see the 702 there at 4.8 cents. And then we take off one more time up near that 25-cent level. This full extension here would be 26.4. So we just got to wait and see. But I mean, this would be my bet and how we get there. And like, let's see, what did we say here? Yeah, that first one was pretty big. But again, that third wave back here was 1,000%. This measurement we're looking at right here for a third wave would be about 1,000%. And then, wow, look at this. That last wave from where I put that, 423, this last wave, 423. That's insane. I'm sitting here not even noticing that. But yeah, I mean, like, this feels pretty good, pretty logical. One, mathematical, before we say anything about logic. Mathematical. And then we can look back and see how it's moved in the past and recognize that pattern. So that's how it's looking for me, guys. I think, so what we're saying here is wave 3 up to around 10 cents. wave 4 down to 5 cents, and then the blow off up there to 26 cents. So that's what I got for you, NPC people. That's how we're looking for the your roadmap for alt season here. So if you guys like the way that I do this TA, I just released the Quantum Circle, real-time trades, my portfolio, macro analysis, the Discord's popping off, and I teach you guys how to do TA like me. So just released that last week. You can go check that out. Link in my bio. If not, just happy you're here. You can follow, like, repost. Been doing TA a long time, and I just want to help as many of you guys as I can. So I hope you're having an awesome Monday, and I'll catch you guys in a little bit.